Good morning, I'm back for another video. This was an inspired idea I had when I was unpacking from my trip and thinking about all the things that are pretty simple that really improve your time, you know, that improve day-to-day life, minute-to-minute life, I should say. So I decided I'd share with you the things that I think are essential. And I know that people say, oh, you can buy this, you can buy that. Yeah, you can, but it's taking time out, you know, you've got to go and find it and whatever. So I prefer to be ready in advance. And I'm coming from me, this is a kind of weird video because I am not any kind of planning, organising person. Literally, I cannot organise to save my life. Anyway, my name's Bobby. This is my channel, Ragged Poet, where I talk about anything and everything. And today I'm talking about things that I found on my recent long haul trip to be absolutely essential. Number one, lip balm. And I've just discovered this really awesome new one from Nivea. I bought that one just before I left. That was a new one and it's now completely empty. I actually finished it on the last day of the trip. I use a lot of lip balm. My lips get dry in all seasons, and I went from summer to winter, and I love it. This one, this Nivea one here, I think it's got hyaluronic acid in it. Anyway, it's in a silver tube. The other one, I love this one too, in the blue tube. I can't read Hydrocare, that one is. If you can see that. And this one is the light. Hyaluron Lip Moisturiser, and this is really, really gorgeous. I really enjoy that one. So, lip balm. Number two, especially for planes, very drying atmosphere, a face mist. Again, this is a hyaluronic acid one made by a company called Q&A. My daughter gave it to me. My daughter does a lot of face beauty products. They're an influencer, and they give me cast-offs. Brilliant. Face mist, lip balm, face mist. And I'm not really into makeup, beauty, I'm not good at that stuff, but a good moisturiser. I love this brand called Amperna. I think they're Australian. And I really love their stuff. It smells so gorgeous. It's got a really earthy, like, natural smell, and I really love their products. Now, this particular one, as I said, my daughter gives me her leftovers, so I rarely get the boxes or the lids. Sometimes I do. And this one's a Pro Plus B10 Soothing Day Mineral CC SPF 13 Hydro Protect. Anyway, that was a daytime one. I had a plain hydration one, which I used a lot as well. Absolutely, as I said, essential. It's just, these are the things, especially on the plane, you've got to keep your skin hydrated. Nothing worse than that horrible dry skin feeling, especially when you're like 60, you know, or 40 or 50, or, you know, whatever. Right, the next thing, a Kindle, my Kindle. This, I read so many books. I was behind on my reading challenge this year, but I read so many books when I was away. I started reading a series which I then had to stop because they got too ridiculous, by an author called Michael Wood. I really like the detective Matilda Dark, because I do get addicted to detective fiction, even though I don't know. I like, there's some really good writers that I like. I love, like, Ellie Griffiths, and it was because of Ellie Griffiths that I first read Michael Wood, or this series anyway. I had to listen to one of his audiobooks a year or two back, and I thought his writing was amazing. But the latest series, I got about halfway through the Matilda Dark series. I think I read about 6. And they just went beyond belief, like, you know, probably really bad editing, more like AI had written them or something, ridiculous scenarios, just crazy, which was really sad because he's a good writer. And the main character, Matilda Dark, was a really strong character. And all the supporting characters too had promise. But I had to stop because I said they got really ridiculous and just gross and horrible, and no checking. The editing was crazy, like trying to an iPhone. A very simple fact, like an iPhone 4. I had an iPhone 4. It was my first iPhone. You can't unlock it with a fingerprint, but they managed to unlock an iPhone 4 with a dead man's fingerprint. You know, so that's a very simple thing to check, and that is insulting the intelligence of the reader. Anyway, that's way off on a tangent. Kindle. I got this for Christmas, not last year, but the year before, from my kids, and I love it to bits. I love it so much. I think it's a Paperwhite Kindle and a good screen protector. Mine doesn't have one on at the moment because the one I had on it was useless, and it was just, I had a 2-pack, and the minute you put them on, they just cracked, and I kept cutting myself. So I've taken it off now, but I probably will get another one. But I tend to use, I had a thing on the back, you know, that you can hold it like that, and I do like that because they're on and off switch is in a weird place on these, but I do tend to use these book ones, cover type, and they're really good for travelling. So Kindle. A tarot deck. Strictly speaking, you don't need a tarot deck if you've got a phone because you can get an app, but this is my old Deviant Moon deck, and it goes everywhere with me. It's been around the world so many times, and it's the original, very oldest first edition, which I cut down before the borderless one came out and blacked the edges, and it's just it's like a talisman. So my Deviant Moon Tarot. I didn't bring my little Snoopy fluffy dog. That's another talisman. He got left behind. It was really sad. Talking of talismans, a stone or 3. Stones are quite essential. Usually if you need them on the spur of the moment, like when I was on Lindisfarne, you can pick them up. I'm very light. I had to fill my pockets with stones on Lindisfarne when I was walking on the headland because I seriously believed I was going to get blown away. So stones are useful. They're also good paperweights. They hold things down and stop them from blowing away. And if you get a nice one, then you can hold it in your pocket, and it's like becomes a memory of your trip. And I got some beautiful stones, which I did clean thoroughly and get back from biosecurity from the Sinking Sand Beach, which is another story. But look at this one. I think this one looks like a little old-fashioned Hovis loaf of bread. It just looks like a little loaf of bread to me. You sit it up and it's like you see it's like, can you see that? Just looks like a little loaf of bread. But I love it. It's a good size stone. This one looks like a grilled panini. Following the food theme, you would have seen if you saw my last video, you'd have seen all the food pictures, more about the food. But so stones, at least one stone that you can use as a, you know, they're just comforting. It's comforting to have something warm that you know. The next essential thing, so that's the talismanic kind of things, as I said, my Snoopy dog. I also wore a t-shirt that my daughter gave me that they said reminded me of them of me, which they won. It was an artist t-shirt made, a big baggy t-shirt, essential for travelling. It's really comfortable clothes. I usually travel in a baggy t-shirt and pyjama pants, which are the same things I sleep in at home. And also socks, plain flight socks for the, you know, the vascular thing. And a really comfortable pair of good bamboo or cotton socks and a pair of fluffy socks. Socks are good because even you need to protect your feet. If you're walking a lot, you don't want your heels. I'm not a sock person. I very rarely wear socks. I usually wear Crocs all the time. But socks were good because on the first day that we left, we actually left, this guy was walking along, looking over his shoulder, rammed his spiky hand cart thing right over my foot, and I had a big hole in my toe, in the top of my middle toe, for pretty much the whole of the trip, and I could barely walk without, you know, having to pad it right out and socks. But I got these I got these in Vancouver, and look at them. They are, I think they're called the Deliberately Odd Sock Company or something like that. And they're Cancerian socks. Oh, the Friday Sock Coat, and they're called Deliberately Odd or something similar to that. And they are odd. One's got the constellations on, and one's got the crab on. So my daughter got Taurus ones, and I love them. I actually wish they're also really, really comfortable socks. If you're in Canada, the Friday sock coat, oh, they're gorgeous. I wish I'd have got another pair. So, yeah, they're fantastic. Good socks, and the fluffy ones are great too for warmth and bed and on the plane if you get cold feet. You know those just fluffy little bed socks? They're amazing. I took a pair of those and I highly recommend those. So, socks. Now, where did I get to? Kindle, socks. Talked about, right, the Kindle, yeah. So, now this is my innovation because I lose everything. I got these bags years ago. I can't even remember where. Typo, which is like a kind of shop we get in, I think, Australia and New Zealand. They sell all sorts of home stuff and stationery and things like that. I don't know if they still exist, but I got these in a sale, and it was a little 2-pack. Now, this bag is so easy to spot. You know, both sides are quite vibrant. And in it, I put all my cables. So all my cables go in here for my phone cable, my external hard drive cable, my computer charging cable. A lot of things are USB-C now, so people only need 1 or 2 cables, but my phone is still a Lightning phone. My hard drive's an old hard drive. I also keep my little SD card reader for my camera in there. So all my cables, my chargers, my watch cable all go in this bag. And it's been a lifesaver on several trips now. So I highly recommend a cable bag, a bright cable bag that you can easily see and not lose. That is probably the most organised thing I've ever had in my life. Another bag for medication and things like plasters and essential. If you get trodden on, I have this little bag here that's got a little bit of bandage, tape, plasters. It did have a tiny little pair of scissors in it. I think they're still hidden in there somewhere. They were allowed on the plane. All those things you might need if someone stabs you in the toe in the airport on the first day of your trip. Essential. And then, medication. Ibuprofen, Panadol, my daily meds, all go in this bag. So anything, medication stays together with, and I put the plasters and everything in there. So that is that bag. Another thing. So keeping all that kind of thing together, I think, is a really good idea. And these things always went into my carry-on. You could slim that down. I mean, I've got quite, because I had to take 2 months of medication with me, so it was quite puffed up, and I've got to clear out all the boxes and stuff. But now another amazing thing. This is, I haven't mentioned a phone yet, a phone or a camera, but I don't think I need to. I think that goes without saying. Now, my daughter gave me this a couple of years, 2 or 3 years ago, and when I first got it, I thought, oh, I'll probably use it for stationery or something, but it's actually incredible. They're not new, there's nothing innovative about this, but it unfolds. It's just a thin little rolly thing. It's got this bag, a zip bag on one end, all see-through pockets, and then these 2 pockets, and it's got this hook. You can hang it on the back of a door or a coat hook. And it is amazing. If you're getting changed when you got off the plane and you're in the toilets or something. So again, in here, I've actually got the spare plasters, lip balm, just things that don't fit in with the medication thing, and also like a face night sleeping mask, eye waker up, spirulina gel, face mask. Oh, another thing for the plane, essential face mask to put on after the plane. These Garnier Hydro Bomb sheet masks are absolutely amazing. I got given these. These are animal friendly now, so I really do like to use these, and I buy them when they're on sale. You often get them on offer. But this thing, I also had in it, that's like a little perfume sachet my daughter gave me. Luckily, I had a lot of little things that I used up. Like, she gives me these little sachets of things. And again, I've got a spare lip balm in here, which I got in Canada. This is a Zodiac lip balm with my Cancer the Crab on it. So, there it goes. I really like that. I haven't opened that one yet because it was special. and I had my other one. And then I have some like corn plasters for your feet, an eye mask for blacking out your eyes. I usually have spare underwear in here in case you get lost, you know, in case you get parted from your luggage. Everything like that just goes in here. My toothbrush spare head. So this thing is amazing, and I could probably use this and get the medication there and do out the other bag, but because this one went actually in my suitcase, I think this time I took both. But they're great. I mean, you know, I've said you could use it for your stationery and stuff if you wanted, but I found that to be essential. I also had in it my favourite tea bags. Always take tea bags because you never know when you're going to end up with groggy tea. Like peppermint are essential for me. I always take those with me. Anything you need, like if you had any special sweeteners or any food things, like sometimes I'll have a vegan spread in there. Like if you go out and they only have like non-vegan spread, things like that. Salt and pepper sachets. I always like to have things like that. They all go in there. And that usually goes in my carry-on. If we're traveling, we've got a car, it will just sit in the car somewhere or in the boot. And then my journals. I told you I took way too many journals. This is my mental health journal. It's a Hobonichi Techo A6 original, and it's got this cover on it, which it's got a plain blue cover. I think this is this year's, and it's called something like Winterberry, and I love it. And that's an old clear cover, which I particularly loved as I was in Vancouver. I didn't plan it at the time when I went away, but I realised it was absolutely perfect. And again, a mental health journal, if you take nothing else, even a blank notebook to write down things, this was a lifesaver to me. I wrote every day in this and my other one. I was overflowing. It actually was a lifesaver. I know the pages aren't very big, which is why I overflowed into the other one, but when I didn't have it with me, I've got a lot of pages that I've got to, you know, stick in. I'll just stick in there later. So a journal. They take up room and space, but they're worth their weight in gold. And because I was going for a longer time, I took my Hobonichi, I don't know what that's called. Is it a drawer pouch? I really like this one because it's see-through. And this has just got, what do you call it, whiteout stamps, Old English stamps, which I didn't get to use because the price has gone up hugely since I was there last time, and I accidentally brought back tape. Usually that wouldn't be in that thing. What else is in here? Something else I can feel. Oh no, that's a glue stick, glue tape. That's a whiteout tape. I got given these. I don't really like these plastic tapey things, but I use glue sticks. I like these glue sticks, or I like refillable things. So that is refillable, actually. They are refillable. And a glue stick, and always take a Ziploc bag, and you know, pens. I like the Hobonichi pens because they've got like plain borrows and they write on most things, and you've got the different colours. And fountain pens, I've unpacked them, but they were in, this is a strong little Ziploc bag. You need to keep, if you take fountain pens, you need to keep them in a Ziploc bag. I did take fountain pens and I zipped them up, and there's some washy bits in there. That is really great for the pens and stuff, and because it's clear and because it's plastic, if anything leaks, you know, you're pretty much protected. That was great. And then this is the big, I think it's a Hobonichi big drawer pouch. I love these. I've only got one this size, but it fits so much in it. And I like that you could just either undo it a little bit like that, and then get in the top and see everything in there easily. Or you can undo the whole thing flat, and you can put so much in it. So in here, I had my, well, I mean, not flat, but you know, you can open it right out. I had my, a little spare journal. I always have one of those. Usually fountain pen friendly because I use a lot of fountain pen. Another Hobonichi pen. Just a few highlighters, these mild liners. My daughter gave me those for journaling. Fountain pen, my TWSBI Eco. I never take really good ones with me, don't want to lose them, but that's a nice one, I like that. But I also like to have something nice to hold. That's my Espresso, I think it's called. Cheap platinum, that's another fountain pen. They're in here now, as I said, they were when I was traveling in a Ziploc bag. Scissors, and just little stickers, a little Moomin template I had there that I like using in my journal. I love the Moomins. Washi tape on wound around cards. A little bag, a little folder. Again, I think that's a Hobonichi folder full of like bits of stickers and things that you might use to help with journaling on your way. And I put all found things in here as well. So that is, but also, you know, you can fit so much. A lot of my other stuff was in here that I've now taken out, you know, like the next thing I'm going to show you, which is my book light, and it's got a pouch. I mean, it's got all these, look at all these pockets, and it's got a zip one here. I think that's got Tombows in it. You can organise them so. I use it around the house. I use it all the time for my journaling because it's one of the best things I've ever had. It's a simple looking thing, and you think, oh, why do I need one of those? Because you've got loads of different containers. Well, I tell you, you do. You just do. It's just the way. I don't know what it is about it, but I use it more than anything. And that if I use something, then I know that it's good, it's useful, it's right. If I don't use it, it might be beautiful, but it's, you know, what's the point? There. Now, this little baby is one of the best things I've ever bought. Oh, I've forgotten a really important thing. Noise cancelling headphones, absolutely essential. I wore mine pretty much every day for at least 10 hours or more, I reckon. Okay, I didn't sleep a lot, so some of that was nighttime, but you need them. If you're at all have sensory issues, you need noise cancelling headphones. They are so worth the investment. They haven't gone down in price. I keep hoping my ones will go on sale and I can get a backup pair, because everything ever happened to those, I don't know what I'd do. My kids had bought me them for Christmas, I think, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And oh my goodness, I have used them every single day. So that's like 5 years now. And one of the best things ever. My coffee machine, those headphones, a Kindle. This light, this is a book light. It's sold on Amazon. It's not very expensive. I think it was about £10 in the UK, and I bought mine a couple of years ago in New Zealand. It was about £20, I think, $20. So you put your light on. It's got warm. It's got daylight, warm and cool light, and it's got different levels of brightness. And off. So there's the buttons on the back. So you've got the on-off switch, you've got the daylight, warm or cool temperature of the light, and then you've got the brightness of the light, battery thing. To charge it, so easy, you don't even need a cable for this little baby. Pull the bottom off and stick it in a USB charger. No doubt they'll be upgraded to USB-C at some point. So you don't have to worry about that. And that's a good firm fit. You can see how I have trouble. So you don't lose it easily. It's then got the clip to clip it onto your book light. So you've got a clip there. So you can clip it. So say I'm writing here. I can clip this onto here, like that. And that's a perfume thing. My daughter and I always go into the duty free and get all the perfume samples, and I put them in clothes and things to make them smell nice. That's another travel tip. If you're going in airports, duty free, the perfume cards, go and spray them, and then they're really nice to put in underwear drawers and things, unless you're allergic. Some I am, some I can deal with. So you clip it on. There's the clip at the back. You clip it on like that, and then you turn it on. Then this little thing here, you can tilt it up or down, you can turn it round, you can just move it around, you can put it like that. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I don't even know how you could improve this, except maybe a magnet, so you could just, you know. But you can fit it onto various things, or you can use it as a stand. This could turn right, not quite right round, I don't think. No, but you can use it as a sort of stand and have the light pointing that way. So if you got it by the bed, or if you get up in the night, it's a really useful torch. I love this light. I've had other book lights and they failed, and the battery lasts forever. I've charged it I've had it like 2 years, I think, and I've probably charged it a dozen times, and I used it a lot when I was away. Most of those were when I was away because I was using it at night a lot, and sometimes it would stay on all night accidentally. And then this indicator here tells you how much battery you've got left, so I've got a full quota of battery. And this is made by a company called Glowcusant. Glocusent. I don't know if you can see that. But absolutely essential. So all of those things, these are the things that I found to be invaluable, and they made my everyday life so much better. As I said, I didn't bring the pyjamas, and I didn't bring the big baggy t-shirt or the fluffy socks, but they were all absolutely brilliant. Without these things, I don't know. The cable bag, it just saves so much hassle there. When you're stressed from travelling, the last thing you want to be doing is looking for a charger. The face mist, you know, these things, the essentials, the plasters. I'd have been stuck without that. I'd have had to go and find somewhere. It's not that easy to find simple things in airports. So I hope that's been useful. And as I said, it's not like me to do an organisation video, but yeah, so lip balm, facial mist, moisturiser, comfy socks and warm fluffy socks, especially if it's in winter. They make you just feel good, and if your shoes don't start hurting. A Kindle or a reading thing. You probably don't need a Kindle because I know you can read books on phones, but Kindles have got the nice light and whatever. I prefer to read on a Kindle. A journal, a notebook, anything to write down everything that's going wrong or right, because you're going to forget things. The cable bag, I've already said that, the stationery things, this hangy thing, and my little medication and plasters and first aid kit. And the book light, and the stones. We mustn't forget the essential stones. When I came back, I told them they were my pets, that they were my security, and I could not leave them behind. Because I was terrified that biosecurity were going to take them off me. Some of them I actually took with me from New Zealand. So, if any of these things have got links like the book light, I'll put them in the video below. But I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching. It's probably the most practical video I've ever made, apart from my how to make a tarot bag video. But there we go. And my plants survived. I might make a little short about my plants. I created this amazing watering system before I left for all my houseplants. You haven't seen, I've got a lot of houseplants. And mostly my daughter managed to cope with it. I think I had about 2 casualties, but considering how many plants I've got, I think I did really well. So I'll do a quick video of that. Okay, thank you. Bye. Have a good one.